Hello friends, happy Friday. Wow, it got a bit smoky in here. How is everyone doing this evening? I hope your weekend is off to a great start. Good to see so many folks already joining us tonight. Cliff Higgins, how are you? Yornik, Scott of the 16th Day, JMZ 56, Pensive Piper, already moving quickly. ENAS Dad, Corvette Jim, good to see all you guys. Everett Young, how you doing, Everett? Hope your mom is well. Little Fat Morgan, how's it going, Todd? Big Dave. Fantastic. Smarty Bob, George Tiedemann, Zippo765, who is joining us tonight for the live tasting, which if you guys somehow didn't notice at the beginning, that's what we're doing tonight. We're going to have a live tasting of Tim Fournier's I Hate Roger Goodell in accordance with the fact that it is the Super Bowl weekend, and this is the Super Bowl Spectacular, and that is about all that we're going to do that's football related, except hopefully you can see the giant I Hate Roger Goodell sticker that Tim sent me that's proudly displayed back there. If you can't see it, let me know. I can move it forward. Piper on the 45. Piper said, Sailor, hello. He's smoking a Briarworks OR4 with some Pegasus. Nice, and Tito on the side, very good. I have the Matches Memorial Friday Savinelli with Haunted Bookshop, which is the Friday night tradition when we're getting started. And I am enjoying a gin martini with extra olives, dirty gin. Well, a dirty gin martini. The gin is clean. Philadelphia Piper, Street Glide Piper, another guy joining us tonight in the on the live tasting. The Hat Piper, good to see you tonight. Gary Edminster. Fantastic. Everett says, for you guys that don't know, Everett, I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, Everett's mom fell and broke her hip and she had to get some surgery. She's doing well from what he said, and yeah, he's explaining that now. She's loopy from the meds. Yeah, that'll certainly happen. Yornik, I couldn't agree with you more on your Super Bowl comment. Armchair Piper, hello there. Good to see you tonight, Ed. Southern Piper, I might have missed you earlier. Dirtier the better, indeed, Cliff, indeed. Durham Duke, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you tonight. And Michael Case, good to see you. DDT. Charadism. Fantastic. And there's Pirate Frog 333, another guy who's joining us on the live tasting. And these guys are all, we also have Zippo765 joining us. And these guys are all in a Google Meet room right now. I can see them. They're talking about me. I can't hear them because I took my earphone out. But we're going to be bringing them in and enjoying Tim's blend, which I have right here. And we won't tell you anything about until Tim can introduce us to it, and we'll load up a pipe and give our first impressions. A Possum Piper, good evening to you, sir. By the way, you'll notice I've been using the same tampers. I've got this one, and I've got the Larry Blackett version of the 8 Deco, and I've been using those for weeks now because when I cleaned my basement for the furnace service that never happened, I piled a bunch of stuff in front of my tampers, which are in a drawer, and I can't get to them now, and I can't lift the stuff. So anyway, those are my 2 tampers for a while. And nobody's commented on my fez. I'm disappointed. I promised I would wear the fez. This is actually from a company called Historical Emporium. I bought it several years back, probably 4 or 5 years ago now. And I don't wear it that often. You know, it's not like my pipe smoking fez, but I do wear it in the morning a lot because it's cold and this keeps me from getting overly cold. So it's It's a fine morning fashion accessory. Wisconsin Woodsman, thanks for mentioning that. Yes, happy birthday to Matches 860. Today would have been his birthday indeed. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Don't know if I caught you earlier, sir. Good to see you. Couch, is Couch here? You did comment, Christian. I'm sorry I missed it. Sorry about that. Ah, Couch got a new kit, and I saw it on Instagram, Couch. Very nice. Oh, Yurnik, I'm sorry, I missed the comments. The doctor approved. Thank you. Now people were. I wasn't trolling for Fez compliments. I just was surprised that I didn't see the Beowulf and Miss Kathy. Beowulf, the entertainer formerly known as Kilted Piper Steve, and Miss Kathy. Good to see you guys. And yes, I did match the Fez with the shirt. That was a complete accident, I promise. Edwin Pipes, nice hat, I think. Yeah. I promised I'd wear it. So we're going, let's see. Oh, we're over 50 already. That's fantastic. We'll give it a few more minutes, and then we'll get on with the festivities at hand. Those guys seem like they're having a big old time, so. Big Dave says I look like I'm from Russian nobility. Well, I guess that's better than other things I've been told I look like. Add some green to the hat and I could wear it for Mardi Gras. Indeed, sailor. Barney, thank you there, Street Glide Piper. Tony513, how you doing, buddy? Thank you, sir. Thank you, Gary. Yes, hitting that thumbs up button really does help us. Helps other people find the live stream and just increases the fun we have if we got a bigger group. But related to that, because I see Little Fat Morgan popping up here, I just want to remind folks, in case you missed my video on Wednesday, or some of the other videos, Beowulf and Miss Kathy made one. Little Fat Morgan Todd has crossed the 100 sub point, and he is planning a really nice giveaway. He's got a pipe that was made by Phil Rivera, and I've seen the pipe on Instagram. It's a beautiful pipe. So I don't know, Todd, when you're actually going to pull the trigger on that, but I know it's going to be soon. So guys, if you're not subscribed to Little Fat Morgan, get over there and hit the sub button so you know when this giveaway starts, because you're going to want to get involved in this one. I want to get involved in this one. Boris the Piper. Hello, Boris. You know, Codger Jim, I was wondering about that. I don't know if the tassel's on the right side and if I'm supposed to move it or how that works. I just put it on this side because I'm right-handed. It was easier. Smarty Bob. Last time I saw a hat like that, it was on a monkey in a parade playing the cymbals. Ah, that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me, Bob. There's Armchair Piper declaring himself the winner of a giveaway that hasn't even started. The dean will tell me when to move the tassel. Okay, well, I will wait for word from the dean then. It's supposed to rotate constantly. Okay, Yernick. I'm not even going to try to do that. Portsmouth Piper, good evening, sir. Good to see you tonight. Well, we seem to have settled into a nice group now, and it looks like everybody that's in the live meeting is available. So I'm going to go ahead and switch us over. And what we'll do is we're going to chat amongst ourselves. We're going to introduce the folks that you may not have met before. Tim is going to talk a little bit about the blend. Then we're going to load up our pipes and smoke it and talk about what we're experiencing here. So, I think Tim just fell off the chat, so we'll have to wait for a minute for him to come back. So we'll do that, and then once we're done, we'll come back and do a wrap up, and there'll be time for you guys to ask questions and everything. So I'll try to pay attention to the live stream, but I'm also going to be interacting with the guys in the meeting, so I may or may not catch your questions. You might want to wait until I ask for them, but do whatever you like. I'll try to keep an eye out for them. All right, guys, so I'm now going to attempt to bring you over into YouTube land. And this is just about as at the edge of my technical capabilities, so. Your mic should be live now, and we should be able to see you. Anybody want to say something?
Hello.
Chin chin.
Hey, guys.
No.
Great. It looks like
said I had to pee.
It looks like you are showing up on screen now. Guys in the chat, let me know if you can hear the folks in the meeting. And we're just going to go ahead and start off by Tim, if you wouldn't mind, maybe introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the blend.
Well, I'm Tim, and I think I was messing around with trying to figure out my own little whatever, and we were doing the tasting for the Windjammer, and we got to talking about where do they come up with these names, and that's when I was like, you just call something I Hate Roger Goodell and see what happens.
Fantastic.
Pretty much that simple.
All right, well, let's go around. We'll just continue clockwise. So, Robbie, you want to just introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Pirate Frog 333 on the YouTube channel there in the pipe community. Not much really to say. Just been in and out of the community recently, just for health reasons and so on and so forth. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I'm here and I'm ready to enjoy this pipe. I got it loaded up in a Bing's favorite today. This pipe I picked up recently at a local B&M during one of my pipe club meetings, and that's what I'll be smoking the I Hate Roger Goodell out of.
Cool. And Robbie, are you getting back into making videos? Should we?
Yes. Yep. I have been. The last, actually, I kind of got lucky. The last couple of weeks, I've been extremely sick. Haven't been able to make any videos. Haven't able to enjoy really any pipes till about 3 days ago. I've been having a lot of problems breathing. It just turned out it was just a cold that needed to go through its steps, and now I'm able to enjoy things again. So here we go again.
Okay, great. Well, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. And yeah, I'll put links into the description of this for all the guys. But of course, the guys that are making videos, give them a sub and check them out. So, Josh, you wanna go next?
Sure. My name's Josh, Street Glide Piper. I've only been smoking a pipe about 2 years. Yeah, I guess it was 2 years, probably last month. Out on the East Coast here in Delaware. Just kind of starting the YouTube, just kind of lurking in the YouTube community probably about a year ago. Smoking I Hate Roger Goodell and my Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman. And that's pretty much. I've been getting the itch to do a video, so probably will do one here shortly. That's about it.
Great. Well, we'll send folks over to sign up, so when you do make that video, you'll have a ready-made audience. And how about you, Derek?
I'm Derek, Zip0765, and from Muncie, Indiana, East Central Indiana. And I've been smoking for about 15 years off and on. Got back into it last year, and here I am smoking I Hate Roger Goodell and a Pekin Meerschaum from AKB.
All right, fantastic. And any plans for you to get behind the camera anytime? Get in front of the camera, I guess I should say.
Maybe.
Good enough. Got to encourage it, but the folks that are watching the videos are just as important, if not more important, than the folks making them. I say that all the time.
Indeed.
All right, so it sounds like a couple of you guys have already lit up. I just finished packing the I Hate Roger Goodell in. I'm using a Crown Achievement pipe. It's lane limited Crown Achievement, and just so you guys know, I don't remember if Tim said it or not, this is a mixture of cube cut burley, some Turkish oriental, and a black Cavendish, a sweetened black Cavendish.
That's correct.
I'm sorry?
I said that's correct.
Okay, got it. It's got a very nice aroma to it. It was surprised me in its aromaticity, but it's not overwhelming, and you can definitely pick up some tobacco through that as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to lighting it up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And guys, we're just going to chat. So as things strike you about it, if you want to, jump in, don't wait for me to cue you, because I'm a lousy host.
Mm-hmm. Got mine in my CAO, Meerschaum.
Nice. Is that a newer mirror?
That's fantastic.
I like it. I'll take a pound.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you.
That really is good.
Very good.
The sweetness of it really offsets what burley is to me. Burley to me is a very cigarette-like kind of tobacco. And I've tried several straight burleys to see if I could try to enjoy Haunted Bookshop a little bit more, just because Haunted Bookshop to me, the reason why I even tried it was because of matches, and I hated it, right? It's like one of those things where everything is hyped and then like, oh great, this is gonna be awesome. No, it was terrible to me, but now I actually enjoy Haunted Bookshop. So to me, kind of sets off that cigarette, more of like a chocolatey vanilla flavor to it, which has just this subtle tones of tobacco.
Yeah, I was the same way with Haunted Bookshop. I think when I started watching Mike here, CaneRod, I went and got some Haunted Bookshop, and like you said, the hype. I was like, oh, I don't really like it, and then I'd say a few months went by, and I went back to it. And after I tried some other burleys, and because I pretty much went from aromatics when I first started to that, and I was pretty surprised in the difference. And once I tried it again, I really like it. Now it's definitely one of my staples.
I started smoking black Cavendish. That's what I started 20 some odd years ago with the one pipe, Tina. And eventually I started hooking up with Derby City Pipe Club here in Louisville. And I'm like, hey, there's other people smoking pipe? No way. So from there, it was trying other things like English blends. I remember Margate was one of them. And then, everybody's saying vapor. You need to try vapor and this, that, and the other. And honestly, there isn't much that I've tried that I didn't like. I'm pretty easy to please, but the reason why I made sure there was some Cavendish in here is just because for the longest time it was my go-to. And the Cube Cut Kentucky Burley was basically, I'm going to try that. Just smoking it straight. And everybody's like, smells like yards on fire or something like that. And I'm like, I don't mind it. And then sometimes I put it in with the Margate, because if you smoke just Margate, sometimes it's like 3 days later you're still tasting it. And that seemed to kind of cut it down a little.
Well, I've always thought that Black Cavendish is almost like a magical ingredient. It can really transform a blend in very good ways. Even the unflavored Black Cavendish, it just has the ability to bring different flavors together and kind of meld them. But this is really nice, Tim.
Thank you.
It's sweet.
My first attempt.
What's that?
Yeah, it was my first attempt at doing a blend.
Yeah, no, it's
Really good.
It's very sweet, and I normally would say, a sweet aromatic is not something I would like, but it must be a good quality topping on the Cavendish, because I'm not getting any chemical flavor.
It's just a dark black, so
Yeah.
there's no topping per se. It just, that's the way it came out.
Mm.
Melded well. Very good. Very smooth.
It might actually make me start to like Roger Goodell. Okay, maybe not that good.
Yeah, no, none of that. No.
For those people that like Roger Goodell, if they smoke this, they're going to really love to hate Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
Good call.
There is a blend for folks that like Roger Goodell. It's called Lane 1Q.
Captain Black Street, maybe?
Oh, that's a better choice. Yeah.
I was thinking Super Value Cherry, but
Still waiting for the Captain Black Diet Mountain Dew.
Mm.
It's really, really good.
But I'm able to pull out the orientals as well, so it's a really nice flavor profile.
Thank
got a
you.
real nice tang on the finish there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just the bowl, or I'm smoking it too fast, but it smokes kind of hot, huh?
It can. But I've learned after burning a hole through a couple of K-Woodies that I shouldn't puff so hard.
That was my biggest thing, was slowing down my cadence when I first learned.
Mm-hmm.
What helped me actually is in one of the lots that I got on eBay when I first started, I didn't realize what it was, but I got one of those the pipe pipes that were, I forget when they were made, most of them.
Between the Depression and the mid '60s, I've got two.
Yeah, I actually have. I just got my third one, and actually, it's a really good pipe, but it smokes hot, and that's really how I learned to slow my cadence down. I've kind of learned to keep that a little cooler, and now smoking in a cob or a briar, it's pretty easy after smoking that so much. Yeah,
the pipe is a good learning pipe because you can slow it down and not worry about blowing up the hole through it.
Right.
That graphite liner.
Yep.
I've got a pot billiard, and then I have a Dublin.
Nice. I like this a lot.
Okay.
There's no bite. I just took a sip of my drink, and there's no bite.
Nope. No bite at all.
What do you think, Mike?
I'm really liking it. I got to be honest, and I kind of indicated this, based on what I was smelling before lighting it up, I was afraid that I wasn't going to, but I'm pleasantly surprised.
The big thing is I was hearing how you hated Latakia back then. I mean, you have your spirits, but back then you were like, I hate Latakia, stay away from Latakia. I was like, I'm going to come up with a blend without Latakia.
Well, I'm glad to know that both I and Roger Goodell were an inspiration.
Yeah, after smoking when I first started after smoking aromatics for, I don't know, the first few months, 6 months, 5 months maybe. The first two non-aromatics I tried was Haunted Bookshop and Nightcat.
Oh,
Mm.
And I was like, whoa, I don't know if I'm gonna like them. And I do like the Nightcat now a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I actually was on heavy Englishes for a while, but lately here it's been a lot more into the burleys and the Virginias.
Mhm.
I think the Virginias like kind of turned me off when it was hard to keep the pipe cool for me. So I couldn't slow down my cadence, and they would really bite me and get really hot. Since I learned to do that, I really enjoyed the Virginias lately.
Yeah, I've been in Burley and Virginia land for quite some time. I do have a couple Perique blends, vapes I've been going into. Vapors, excuse me. Vapes. Please. And then I still have some Latakias. I just try not to stockpile a bunch of it because it dissipates. But I do have some stuff I'm gonna have to open because I don't want it to go bad. Black Mallory. It's one of my favorite Latakias.
Yeah, I've got
the
a.
same thing here with me is I've been an English smoker for ever and ever and ever. Actually, I don't ever go without my favorite here, the arm's reach when I'm smoking a pipe, and that's this pirate cake.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I got a bunch of pirate cake.
But
I got some in a jar.
that was that and Northwoods have been my top two that I've just. If I'm running low on stuff, I know that I can sit and enjoy a couple ounces of that and last me a couple weeks until I figure out what else I want to smoke. Because I can't tell you how many weeks I've spent on smoking pipes going, well, this sounds kind of good, but maybe I shouldn't. And, what if I hate it? And I don't know. I've invested $20-$30 into a couple of tens that I absolutely hate. And I got to go through the trouble of finding somebody online who might want it. So, and recently I just found, I had a chat with somebody on smoking pipes. And, of course, I started going back to my old, I sure wish I had McClelland in my back pocket here, which now I do, thanks to my local brick and mortar. They had some Bunker Hill that was stuffed away.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just got lucky there. But as I was saying is, what do you have that I can go to as maybe not as per se a replacement, but something along the lines of such and such blend? And they pointed me to Eastern Farthing or something like that, coming out of Sutliff. And it's supposed to be their alike or their remake of Throgmorton.
I actually had some original Throgmorton. I had some stored away, and it was good.
Yeah, I always came in after McClellan was done.
Consider yourself lucky.
Palate's not spoiled by it.
What's that?
The palate's not spoiled by it, so consider yourself.
Right.
Yeah, everybody keeps on telling me, oh, Black Mallory used to be so good. And it's like, it is good. And it's like, well, it's not the same. And I'm like, I don't know any better.
Well, when I started out on 3-star blue, so I can handle anything that'll give you a tongue bite.
That's like the wild turkey of tobacco, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's a codger brand. It's not bad if you treat it right, but if you misstep once, you'll be drinking buttermilk and putting ice cubes on your tongue, whatever you got to do to keep it from being on fire.
I actually have a blend that bites me a little bit. It's so I've been mixing it with Prince Albert to kind of cut it down a little bit, and it's some C&D blend that has deer tongue in it.
Crooner?
And I need to cut down the deer tongue because, man, that will stink up a pipe rather.
Oh, yeah.
The Crooner or like Newmarket or something?
Crooner.
Gentleman Kohler?
Never tried anything with deer tongue in it.
Do it in a cob.
Do it in a cob.
I usually smoke, like when I'm first trying to blend, I usually do put it in a cob just in case.
Yeah, that deer tongue will ghost a pipe. It'll ghost your house if you smoke enough of it.
Right.
I haven't actually noticed it ghosting much, but I'm usually rotating it with so many other things that, you know, it's not like I'm going to smoke it, you know, every day for a week or something like that. It just kind of comes in and out.
Yeah,
But-
I have 2 pipes that I utilize with it. But because it's so much more burly compared to the deer tongue, I think that's the reason why I'm not having those issues.
Right. Yeah, actually, Kremer is the only blend that I am forbidden to smoke around my wife, which is really weird because
Yeah.
apparently women like that, the deer tongue aroma, but she just doesn't like that one.
Mm.
Might be how
So-
it mixes with the Virginias and the burley.
So when somebody sees you smoking a pipe out on the street and they go, "Hey, I love pipe smoke," and then they start talking about aromatics, that's
Yep.
when I go away.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I've gone on walks here in town now, and I'll take a cob with me because I don't want to take anything nice like this out the house. And they go, "Oh, look, it's Frosty the dumbass," and I go, "Really? I mean, don't you know that kills you? You're gonna, you know, it's like, people, come on." That's the reaction that I've gotten around my city with that.
Really, I get more like, "Oh, my grandpa used to smoke a pipe," and this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. I had one lady that kept her dad's pipe, so she's an older lady, and she kept her dad's pipe, and I guess when they were moving, whatever that was ash, you know, whatever was packed in there that he didn't finish kind of fell out, and apparently it was Prince Albert. So I put some in and kind of tried to light it a little bit, so it kind of whatever for him. I said, "Here you go."
If I got my corn cob, usually I get called Popeye.
That's why I get called at work.
Yeah, I think it has to do with age group too. I
Definitely.
think that it gets looked at as a, what are you doing? As you're, you know, walking by, you see a 22-year-old look at you and they go, "What are you doing?" You know? And then I get the gal who goes to the post office by foot, you know, every Tuesday to do this or that and the other thing, and she goes, like you said, Tim, that, you know, "Oh yeah, my dad used to smoke a pipe, and, you know, but that really smells good." So it all really depends on age group and how they view things.
Mm-hmm. Really, I don't think many millennials are going to say anything bad to me because they're probably afraid I'd hit them.
That could be true too.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm sitting there looking at.
Yeah, I've spent a long time trying to cultivate a mystique around the neighborhood so that my neighbors just leave me alone. And it's worked. You know, I can pretty much walk around and people just turn the other way. So I like that.
Between cowboy hats and pipes, that's kind of my branding now.
And that'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people, when I, like, ever since, you know, when I moved in and they saw I rode a Harley, a lot of them stayed away from me after that.
Yeah, I got that little bit of a Hell's Angel look to you, you know.
Yeah, because I ride a motorcycle.
It's that beard, you know.
Must be.
You gotta find yourself a nice leather jacket that says, you know, on the back of it, just something goofy like.
Actually, it's funny. Like, so I am actually in a club / association where we're a military, police, first responder support club. So we do a lot of charity events and stuff for them. So it is funny because when they first saw me, I had my leather vest on with my patch and stuff like that. since then, you know, a couple of them talked to me and I explained what it was. I think a few of them actually probably Googled it because the name, you know, nobody recognized. So since then, they're a little more friendly. But at first, it was like I would wave at them and stuff, and they'd be like, "Hey,
Hey,
yeah."
hey.
Right. So
Well, besides the bowl being hot to the touch, I really am trying to put my finger on the taste of the intake of it. I'm going with a bitter dark chocolate with some cherry.
Here's the cordial I told you about.
Yeah.
yep.
I think there's something about. Oh, go ahead. You're getting cherry too. I think there's something about the sweetness of the black Cavendish interacting with the sourness of the Turkish that creates that sort of cherry illusion.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. Yeah, it tastes amazing.
Just
Yeah,
an
it's
illusion,
not
folks.
overpowering and it's not gross by any means.
No.
It's busy, but never precocious.
Right.
Tim, Tony 513 wants to see a close up of your pipe. He wants to know what the design is on the mirror.
It's a horse
It's a horse,
coming out of a rock.
as they do. It's amazing. I wish I liked Meerschaum pipes because they're just so beautiful.
It's never too late to start, man. Get
Ab-
yourself try to find one of these rare black Meerschums.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like African ones.
I just like Briar.
Oh, me too. I like a little variety. One of these days I'm going to get a clay one, I think.
It took me a little while to get used to the Meerschaum.
I have a Meerschaum. I haven't smoked it yet though.
I had a
I've been
Meerschaum.
eyeballing one at the local brick and mortar. They want $80 for it. I don't know if that's a good price on them or not.
It depends on the size.
Normal Peterson size. I guess it's a normal size. It's a
Not a
normal
bad price.
basic size.
Yeah. Does it have any design, or is it just dimpled, or what?
There's one that's dimpled like a golf ball,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's one that's designed that looks like a claw holding the dimple golf ball.
Oh. Yeah, it sounds about right. This one was like normally going for 180, but I got a little bit of a deal because Alicia liked me and she wanted to get it off her shelf.
This one was 120.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. They make some small ones now that you can get pretty inexpensive.
I have one. It's a smooth billiard, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just never done anything for me. I had a long time ago, back when I was first starting out pipe smoking, I had a really nice Meerschaum line billiard that I loved. But that's a long story. I don't have it anymore.
I really want a decent bell size the calabash with the Meerschaum rim.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I have one of those with the porcelain cap, and I've been meaning forever to get a Meerschaum cap to replace it, and yeah, it just never happened.
Is that the Mike? Is that the one you did a video on?
Yeah, I did a restoration video on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since that video, I've probably smoked that thing maybe 4 times, and it's more trouble than it's worth to me.
Yeah.
It's very Sherlock Holmes-ish.
Yeah.
On the retro halo, does it taste like a cigarette?
I'm actually getting down to the bottom here.
Yeah, me too.
About halfway through.
Michael K says that I need a Meerschaum pipe with a burley bowl insert.
Somebody's going like, hey, I can do that.
And quite a few guys are saying they love Meerschaum pipes and got several in their collection.
Man, I went to Bloomington, Indiana, and this guy had this one going for a few grand. It was like in this long.
Briar and the Burley.
No, it was Meerschaum.
Yeah, over at the
Oh
Briar.
yeah, Brian Burley. Yeah. I got one of my feets there.
Yeah, he's still got a bunch of Meerschaums that are in the $1,500 range.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it that expensive? Just the material?
The markup.
That too. Yeah. Depends on who the carver is and the design of it. The markup.
It's like a 300% markup or something stupid like that.
Can be.
That's interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen these videos on the guys mining the Meerschaum. They're actually going down to these mines and cutting. And there's also videos on guys harvesting briar. And you realize this is a heck of a lot of work. And I know they're getting paid nothing, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony513 is asking, how's the room note? Tim might be the only guy that can really speak to that because we're all smoking it, but
About my wife's opinion? I can go grab my wife quick. See what she thinks.
if she wouldn't mind and you want
Sure.
to...
I can go grab her quick.
I mean, my beagle doesn't care for it all that much, but because she likes Latakia.
Weird dog. Beagles are
I think
weird
it's 'cause
dogs.
of the smokiness. Like some of them, like the traditional Mississippi River, smells like barbecue when you smoke it.
Yeah.
I just asked my wife, and she's got the sniffles a little bit here, so she was having trouble really distinguishing, but she said it's not terrible, and she wouldn't hit me with a frying pan if I smoked it now.
Well, that's promising.
We'll call that a win.
All right, here she comes. She doesn't want to go on camera, but she'll give her room note. Roasted, what? Roasted chocolate, and that's it? Roasted chocolate.
Roasted chocolate. Okay.
Oh,
Is it tolerable versus something that I've smoked in the past that's not? Because she's coming here and go, what the hell is that? Huh? It's enjoyable.
oh.
Cool.
Tolerable,
ma'am.
enjoyable.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, between enjoyable and not getting hit with a frying pan, I think that's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, it's a win.
Those are wins. Win-win.
Now, I'm getting down to the end of the bowl down here, and I've been kind of puffing on it kind of hard to see if I could heat it up, and I got kind of a toasted marshmallow hint, but might just be me.
It
No,
also
I got
might
the
be.
same. I've been toking on it pretty good too, so I'm near the bottom and kind of got. Yeah, that makes sense. I taste that too.
Yeah, I'm getting near the bottom too now.
So it comes off like s'mores at the end, huh?
Yeah.
S'mores.
Like that.
So, guys, Scott at the 16th day says his dog also loves Latakia, so it must be a dog thing. Would you guys be okay with some questions? If anybody in the chat's got some. So, guys, if you got any
No
questions
questions. Joking.
regarding I Hate Roger Goodell or just life in general from the assembled group here?
There are 4 lights.
Oh, which reminds me, I got to put a like in here. There you go. There's your thumbs up, Mike.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that.
There's another one.
Welcome.
So while we're waiting for the questions to come in, I was actually testing out this Google Meet thing with my wife because I needed somebody to just be on the other end of the camera and talk so that I could make sure the audio was working and stuff. And I
haven't
said,
tamped it in a while, but it's a good ash. It's
Yeah, it is a good app.
nice,
Yeah.
very nice. So I said, you would actually be a great person for me to interview. I think that people watching would really enjoy that. She said, oh, well, what would you ask me? What kind of question? I said, it's not what I would ask you. It's what the people in the live stream would ask.
That would be fun.
Oh,
She's-
yeah. How do
so-
you deal with Mike?
Yeah, exactly. So I said, well, they'd ask things like, tell us about all the stupid things you do. And she said, oh, okay, I could talk for a while.
The great idea she had to find your wedding ring in all them leaves.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
But I do have it well taped now. What's that, Robbie?
Smarty Bob has a question there. He wants to know who's going to win the Super Bowl. I say the New York Yankees.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
I'd like to see Cincinnati, honestly, just
Yeah, me
because
too.
it looks like LA is trying to buy a championship.
Yeah, with all their LA rappers that they've got for the halftime show. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too.
No, I'm just talking about like all the players they brought in from other places. They're mortgaging out their season for a championship.
Yeah, the only problem with Cincinnati winning is that would make people in Ohio happy.
You can't have that.
And I married into a Steelers family, so I have to be sensitive of that. Sorry, Corvette Jim, I know that's not going to make you happy.
It's going to make a lot of people here in Louisville happy because, the Bengals get kind of slighted because a handful of people were saying that Indianapolis was closer or something like that, and that this should be an Indianapolis market.
Oh, wow.
And so, when Indianapolis was good, you couldn't see a Cincinnati game. I don't know. It's like we have 3 teams here.
Right.
What beer is the dog drinking in your profile photo?
I believe that is a Yingling lager, but I'm not 100% certain.
It's been bothering me for years.
Oh, you know what? Actually, no. No, I think that is a Blue Moon.
I was going to say it looks like a Blue Moon, but I
Yeah.
wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, I think it is Blue Moon. And by the way, it was empty. It was empty. I wasn't pumping my dog full of alcohol. But she was a puppy there, and she still, if I drink a beer out of a bottle, she'll come over and like beg until I'm finished. And
He knows what's good.
yeah, she gets her tongue up into the neck of that bottle, and
Right?
yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, I was there back in my college days, broke
Yeah.
and trying to never drop.
I guess the broke college kids at my school did some other stuff. They get so bad they're trying to bust up seed and drinking the bong water.
Oh,
Oh god,
Wow, that's bad.
that's bad.
made me nauseous a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my buddy Voodoo07 is saying that since the Packers beat both teams in the Super Bowl during the regular season, technically the Packers, yeah.
Poor Aaron Rodgers. So let's
Oh,
crack.
no. It's A-Rod. A-Rod.
And Yornik is saying that there are no winners, only survivors.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. Goodness sakes.
Yeah, too deep for me right now.
Jordan might be watching The Running Man.
Yeah.
No offense, but when I'm watching a hockey game and it's like Pittsburgh, which, sorry, man, I don't like, in St. Louis, I'm like, there's no winners here. We're all losers for watching them.
Which Pittsburgh team? The Philadelphia Flyers or the Penguins?
Well, Philadelphia would be Philadelphia, and don't mess with my Flyers. Give
Wow.
another.
Man,
They're close enough to each other that every time I watch them, I go, "Oh, this is a little rough to watch." Because I feel like they just know each other. I feel like they go to each other's houses when they're done playing the game. Just
Yeah.
live right next door to each other. Get on the team bus for what, 20 minutes?
My big question is, why does every Pittsburgh team have to wear the same colors? Is it just so you can buy the one hat, go to all the games?
Budgeting, you know.
Yeah.
We can't get the truckers there.
Mm.
I would make a comment on that, Tim, but I'm married into the family. I can't.
Hey, I like the Pirates.
How do
I
you feel?
like the Pirates, and I do like the Steelers.
Thank you, Drop Bear Woodworks. We just had a bot that was executed by Glenn.
Ooh, off with their heads.
Voodoo got some Yingling Hershey Stout. Did you like it?
Ooh.
Maybe that would coincide with this. I don't know.
Yes, I actually tasted that. It's really, really good. And I for one am the kind of guy that could sit at the tap room that we have up the road from here and until I can't sit on the chair anymore and they kick me out because I could just try every one of them and not care.
Right.
And recently though I had one where I made the mistake of, here wife, why don't you pick 4 for a flight? Nope. That was the dumbest mistake I ever made. She goes, oh, I'll pick this one, this one, this one. Of course I didn't look at them and I drank them and about, you know, flights cups are only about that big. I got halfway through the third one. I'm like, holy crap, what did you do to me? I started leaning, you know.
Yeah.
I started looking at what she rattled off, and it was like 14.1, 16.2. It's all these like rice wine beers or something. It was just dumb. And then the last one was a chocolate stout, or was a peanut butter chocolate stout. It tasted like a Hershey's Kiss. Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Very, very
Through
good.
it.
That actually sounds good.
It was really delicious. And I couldn't believe that it was.
Do enjoy a good Buckeye.
Yeah, Buckeyes
I
are
remember
good.
my dad drinking Pig's Eye. And one thing my dad drank all the time and had a crap ton of was Hams. Hams beer.
My dad was a Colt 45 man.
Colt 45. Wow.
That guy.
And
My dad drank Genesee cream ale.
Wow.
And I guess he started off with like Schaefer's and Valentine.
My dad wasn't a drinker at all. But my
Well, he gave it up eventually.
yeah. My grandparents were Miller was their beer of choice, and that's where I learned to drink. Was, you know, at their house when I was young, they'd sneak me a little. So Voodoo says that he liked it, but he wouldn't cross state lines to get it. The Younglings Hershey Stout. Fair enough.
If I drink a beer, it's like Killian's Irish Red or Bass Ale or Guinness.
Oh, yes.
I'm not really.
Old Steve Austin comes out with his beer in about a month here, and I'm so excited for it. I can't hardly wait for it.
Is he really?
Me, it's all about the bourbon.
Oh, me too. It's bourbon and scotch. Oh,
Scotch.
Just Scotch.
oh,
It's like lighter fluid in my mouth.
that's part of the fun.
Yeah. Yeah, see who spits it out first?
Oh, see who can drink it. See, here's the deal. You look at scotch, okay, if it's a young scotch, it's going to taste like lighter fluid. If it's an 18-year-old scotch or a 20-year-old, oh, man.
And
And you don't need to drink that much of it either.
I just get this, Mr. Furley. Smooth.
Yeah, Stone Cold's coming out with an IPA in about a month, and I'm so excited for it.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All the millennials are going nuts because, Stone Cold's coming out with a beer.
Mm, would go well with their fedoras and pocket watches.
Funny you mentioned pocket watches. My dad collected pocket watches for years, and now I like the pocket watch fobs. The fobs I find, those are really cool. Man, they can get expensive.
Oh yeah, yeah. I smoked with a guy that actually repairs them. But yeah, no, it's get a lot of what do they call them? Those guys that and they get the douche flutes that they smoke out of, and
The vapes.
yeah, douche flutes. I think that's the official term.
Um,
What do they call them? You had a name for them. Son of a gun, I can't remember.
Well, guys, I'm noticing we're coming up on an hour since I started the stream, since I started the Google Meet. So, and as Tim and I found out last night, we will get booted off quite abruptly.
Oh, yeah.
So we can keep going until that happens, but I just want to make sure that I have a chance to thank you all for joining us with us tonight. It was really great chatting with you all, and Tim, thanks for providing the blend. And I think we've got to do this more. This was a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
Maybe
Absolutely.
with new releases or whatever, we'll get together with some guys and do this kind of a live stream.
A lot of fun. And Tim, I'll take 2 pounds actually.
Yeah, that's a good point, guys. So if folks want to get some I Hate Roger Goodell, Tim, what should they do?
Go to your local brick and mortar, I guess. Get
And ask for I Hate Roger Goodell.
It's 2-part cube cut Kentucky burley. It's 1 part Turkish orientals, and I usually get a bigger ribbon. And then black Cavendish. And if you, I guess, go to Kremer's and ask Alicia for it, she'll send it to you. Kremer's Smoke Shop in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
She knows what the mixture is.
So that's a possibility. And if you wouldn't mind, Tim, just send me either by text or email the recipe, and I'll put it into the description of the video in case folks want to just try it out themselves.
For the person who asked what kind of ash it turns into, I don't know if you can see it, but that's how it's smoked down into mine.
Well, I'll try to show you mine because my side froze forever ago. So I don't know how well you can.
It's nice white ash. It's not turning. It's one thing I've noticed about a lot of the tobaccos I've smoked in C&D and not McClellan, McBaron, is it gets bitter towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't getting bitter.
Nope, not at all.
It's staying very consistent.
I have to say it now. Look at that ash.
Yeah, I emptied mine out, but it was actually quite nice ash. Nothing, no moisture on the bottom or anything. So very nice.
No, it's usually pretty good to smoke it all the way through.
Might have missed your calling, Tim.
You barely soaking up the moisture.
I think it does a bit to a point, yeah. Well, and then people tell me about my books that, I know Mike can attest. One of them is at least good.
Yeah. I haven't actually opened the newest one, but I really enjoyed the first one.
And the third one's gonna be written on this MacBook Air instead of an iPad.
With a magic keyboard.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was literally just typing on the screen and with my 2 fingers.
Oh.
And
That
Tim.
blister is about halfway through.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine you doing that. But one of the things I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but one of the things I really appreciated about your first book was the brevity. Because it's nice to be able to get through the whole thought process in such a short amount of time. It's easier to kind of incorporate everything.
Well, they're workbooks, so they're meant to spark the discussion and let it broaden from there.
Exactly.
So I'm
Yeah.
not going to go through everything about a hypergamy like a Rollo Tomasi because, I mean, that's what he writes about.
Right.
And I'm just talking about this. And so the next book is very definition heavy at the beginning. So you get to know what the mental illness is and what they're flagging for and this, that, and the other. And then I'll take a portion of it and go, this is what I'm going to focus on. And
You know who doesn't do that?
everybody else.
Robert Jordan.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
What was your
I had to read The Wheel of Time before I actually understood it, and that sucker is 900 pages long.
Yeah.
What was your first book about then?
It's called Hypergamy or the Cross, and it's all about Christian women now doing what most women do, is they date up or marry up for financial gain, for even as far as physical traits, genetic status. A lot of Christian women will date dorky looking guys going to seminary in order to have some sort of social standing at a church.
Well, and it's not only Christians that do that. I mean, look at the Latter-day Saints Church in Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the same thought, isn't it? Because they want the status of the guy who is running the joint.
Well, I mean, if you look at even non-Christian circles, you get these, you'll get this woman that is, and it's not everybody, so you hold your horses, ladies. But you'll have this lady that will chase after this guy and sleep with him right away, and it will be the best experience she ever had at a foam cannon party. And then when she hits the proverbial wall in her late 20s, early 30s, then she settles down with a beta man, and then she just does, because there's the financial gain and everything, and that guy does not get her sexual best. And the divorce rate is, has been staying the same for so long, but yet the marriage rate has been dropping. And you get people now that are marrying up or living together and not marrying. You're getting a situation where a lot of people are, for crying out loud, girls are going to school, college, and they're getting triple-digit body counts, and then they cannot pair bond. And I know, well, guys, the guys want to spread their seed. They want the best ability for offspring. That's the strategy. It's always been that way. It's part of the makeup.
Subconsciously, all the time.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But with the way feminism has moved to, it is causing a situation where women are trying to be the men that they want, and then realize that they've turned into that, and therefore they will never find a man with six-figure income, 6 feet taller, and six-pack abs.
I got a case.
You got a case?
I got a keg, yeah.
I got a little party ball now.
Yeah.
Mike, what are you rocking?
I'm working on it.
And it's very interesting you say about divorce rates. I did a little bit of research the other day because I had heard something about how the gay divorce rate almost is non-existent. It's like at 10 and 12%. Because if they want to have a child, it's not free for them to have a child. Where a heterosexual couple, it's free for them to have a child.
It's never free.
Well,
pay and pay and pay.
The process of it, right? The process of it, and so on and so forth. 9 times out of 10 is going to be that freedom of being able to do that. Where a gay couple has to go through a whole process, and it's a whole ordeal to get a child, and so on and so forth. And that's why the divorce rate in that community is at 10 and 12%.
Well, give it some time. because that's a new phenomena, gay marriage. So once they get that 7-year itch and all that sort of stuff is going to happen. So I'm sure it'll even right out with everybody else.
I didn't think about that, taking that into account either. It's just very interesting how that all works out to me.
Mm.
Well, I've switched over to a vapor. Not to abruptly change the subject, but I am.
Well, from vipers to vapors.
So.
Pretty smooth transition.
Yeah. Now I'm smoking some of this Cornell and Deal Red Flake with Perique, and it's really nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'm noticing too is I'm missing out on a lot of the tobaccos that I want to try, like the Kringle Flake and like the stuff that comes in very seldomly, and then you don't get your hands on it and it's gone.
Yeah, that's what we call a money grab.
Well, the latest one from Cornell and Deal really confused me. They were only selling it in 1 pound blocks, and it was like $60 or $70. And I thought, I got the email for that, and I thought, nobody's going to buy this. And the email came out at midnight, and I checked at 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, and it was sold out. I just don't get it. Or tobacco you've never had a chance to taste.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's not something I would do. We talked about that.
Yeah.
It's just like another reason why I didn't try the Captain Black Grape, because I don't want to buy something and hate it.
Yeah,
right.
That's just it.
Yeah, I never bought it either for that reason.
And in the Facebook groups I'm a part of, they've all got pictures of that block sitting there and them cutting it up and go, "Oh, it's the best thing I've tasted since McClellan." I go, "No, what the hell it is." I mean, well, who are you? A part of Cornell and Deal?
Well, who's going to...
didn't have I Hate Roger Goodell yet.
Who's going to... Yeah, there you go. Well, who's going to spend $70 on tobacco and then say this is awful?
Yeah.
You're going to say it's good.
A little bit of pride there.
I bought, what was it, that Syrian Latakia from McBaron. I think that was a pound of it, was $65, and I hated the crap out of that stuff.
Really?
I was very vocal about it. I said, "Boy, I hate this stuff." And I went on my Facebook, and within 5 seconds, I had a private message from who was a very good friend of mine. I was saying, "I'll take it off your hands. I'll give you the money what you paid for." I only had about, I don't know, 4 or 5 bowls, enough to know that I absolutely hated it, right? And he goes, "I'll take it off your hands," and he gave me the money. I paid for it, and I gave it to him, or I sold it to him. And in return, he gave me a whole bunch of stuff, and plus the money I paid for it. So it was just a nice even trade, plus some stuff I didn't like, some stuff he didn't like. But yeah, I was very vocal about that. I hated it.
Huh.
Was that Syrian Latakia or Cyprian?
It's probably Cyprian, because Syrian has been...
Yeah, it must have been Cyprian.
Syrian has been gone for a while.
I have a tin of that, but I haven't tried it yet.
Mm. And even the Cyprian's starting to disappear too.
It's apparently a new Turkish Latakia that's starting to be used, but I haven't heard very much about it other than it exists.
I don't know. Louisiana's starting to worry about their Perique.
Yeah.
Yep.
I bought a pound of it just to be safe.
Hey, I got a question for everybody in the chat. Anybody like my smoking jacket here?
There it is. I was waiting for it. I haven't gotten one comment about my smoking jacket yet.
We talked about it a few weeks back.
I thought it was a robe, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was a robe too. Yesterday, I thought it was a robe. Yeah.
Nope. It's lined. A smoking jacket.
Yeah, no, it's very nice.
Before you mentioned it was a smoking jacket when we first got on, I was like, "What kind of party is it?" I got a little nervous.
Well, Hugh Hefner grotto.
Tim, you know what you really need to offset that jacket? A matching fez.
Yeah, a matching fez.
I would, but
a nice Shriner fez,
Mm. Yes, a Shriner fez. Yes.
It would actually be the right color.
Shriner.
He was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those are the showpiece of the Freemasons.
Yes.
I remember he had this. It was this old box. It was about this tall, and every Monday night he'd go and sing with the Shriners. When I was a kid, and fast he'd get out, and I remember we'd be up at the cabin in a long summer vacation. I have to go all the way home for one night so he could go do his singing at the Shriners.
Oh, thanks, Tony. Thanks, Doug. Profiling. Woo!
Yeah, but Andrew Sirigliano thinks you need a deer stalker.
Mm-hmm.
That would complete the look.
What the heck's a deer stalker?
The Sherlock Holmes.
Mm. Gotcha.
Well, that ends this bowl of I Hate Roger Goodell, that's for sure. There is nothing left of that.
I still got it going.
Well, folks, before we get abruptly cut off, I think I'm gonna end this portion and switch over. But you guys are welcome to hang out if you want and continue to chat.
Yeah, he kicks us out. Gee whiz.
No, I'm not going to kick you out, but eventually Google will. You know.
Yeah, Google
Right. Google. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Google.
Oh, yeah, it's Google. Sure.
Yeah.
But again, I want to thank you guys all for joining me on this. It was a lot of fun, and Tim, thanks for supplying the tobacco.
Ron, I was thinking about rolling up a towel so it looked like an ascot.
Oh, next time.
What now?
And I will put links below. It's probably not going to happen until tomorrow, but I'll put links below in the description for all 4 of your YouTube channels. And again, no pressure to the guys that haven't made videos yet, but we'd certainly love to see you at some point.
I have videos.
I was trying to set something up for the Smoking with Jesus, but
Smoking with Jesus?
Smoking Pipes with Jesus.
Okay.
We talked about it. You said you'd watch it, and I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing.
I probably would watch it, but that doesn't mean very much.
I watch it, but I don't know if I'm actually listening,
Indeed. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. You all have a good night, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, take care.
I didn't get my countdown yet.
No, I didn't get my.
Well, guys, hopefully I've now switched over to just me on the video, but yeah, it looks like that's worked. So that was a lot of fun. I didn't have a lot of time to follow the chat, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did get to see some of your questions and comments, which was a lot of fun. Ah, yes, indeed. Armchair Piper Ed is pointing out that Dr. Bogus has both an ascot and a fez and a smoking jacket, so he's clearly fully accessorized. But yeah, Tim's blend was quite surprising to me, because I have to admit, as I said, when I sniffed the tobacco in the bag, I thought, oh boy, this is a heavily aromatic blend. And there's a lot of confusion about Black Cavendish, because sometimes Black Cavendish is top, sometimes it's not. Tim thinks this is just pure Black Cavendish, but boy, it smelled like an aromatic. but it was quite nice. Was not heavily aromatic, but had a really good sweetness to it. And you could taste the burley, you could taste the orientals. Very, very nice. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm seeing some guys really enjoyed it, and that's fantastic. So yeah, we can try to do more of this, you know. And I'm starting to get a list of things that you guys enjoy. So we've got this kind of thing where we do sort of a group. Oh, name that pipe. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's see. I don't know which button it is on this one. Hopefully you got a foghorn out of that. You know, this sort of group chat, whether it be a tobacco tasting or something else, seems to be enjoyable. Mon-Claude Gansdam, thank you, Mike. He thinks I need more velvet overall. I'll see what I can do. Smooth Piper, hello, Peter. Glad you enjoyed it, buddy. Yeah, you all liked the joke night, so we're going to try to do that again for sure. And the sort of pipe restoration question and answer period that we had, that seemed to be well received. So we're going to try to schedule some of those. And yeah, we'll just see how things go. And I do still have to schedule an interview, if you will, with Tim West, who's pipe restoration expert, pipe maker extraordinaire. And Tim is the guy that I'm referring all of my customers to since I've stopped doing pipe repair work. So hopefully, I haven't been able to get that scheduled yet, but hopefully sometime in March we'll have a meet up with Tim. Thank you, Patrick and Peter. I'm glad you like the fez. I said I was going to wear it for the I Hate Roger Goodell tasting, and you know, here it is. And I do actually wear this. I wear this almost every day in the winter because it's in the morning because it's quite cold. And you know, when you don't have much hair underneath this, it keeps you warm. So you guys like the Google Meet? I hadn't used it before, and it took a little bit to get it incorporated. And I'm still not really happy with the way it's incorporated, but it worked, you know, so that at least is a good thing. Getting the audio in is very difficult, and part of that is because I'm running a Linux system, and it's, you know, a bit kludgy to get that to work. If I was running Windows, it would be relatively simple. I love your dad's take on baldness, Doug Owen. That is fantastic. The head is a warehouse for knowledge, not a loafing place for hair. Very good. My mind is gone, my body follows. Stay wonderful, y'all. Well, Yornik, if that means you're signing off, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm actually gonna, I just realized I haven't muted myself on the Google Meet, and those guys are still chatting, so I'll mute myself. Zippo, thank you so much, sir. That is very kind of you. I very much appreciate that. Voodoo, I stopped doing the pipe repair just because I just didn't have the time to do it right. You know, and you know this because I've worked on pipes for you. It would take me months to get them back to you, and I just was feeling a lot of pressure to do it faster, and I didn't feel like I could do the quality that I wanted to do faster. And there's some other things that I want to do. So, you know, it's more than just that, but it is overall just in the sort of big picture of life. My day job keeps me busy, and I just don't have the time to do it the way I'd like to do it. So maybe once I retire, I'll get back to it. But right now, that's where I'm at. Patrick Grant, what flavor of Linux am I running? I'm running Ubuntu, the latest release of Ubuntu. Thorzak says he uses StreamYard. I'll have to look into that, David. I don't know that, but I'll check it out. And Corvette Jim is referring his customers to Rich at Briarville. Rich does nice work. Nothing wrong with Rich's work for sure. I like Tim. You know, Tim's been in the business for a very long time, and he's just a good guy. And he's always been there for me when it's when I've needed things. Sorry, this fez is not sitting right. He's one of these guys that he must just have a warehouse of stuff. And you know, I'd write to him and I'd say, Tim, I need a 13 millimeter cap for a shank on a pipe, and it has to be sterling silver and it has to have the hallmarks on it. And 15 minutes later, he'd send me an email saying, I've got one. It'll be, you know, however many dollars. And the amazing thing about Tim is he's a very trusting man. So I would get it in the mail before I could pay him. You know, he would just send it to me with a invoice saying, you know, pay this amount, and I could call him up with a credit card or send him a check, and he was always happy with that. So I've really enjoyed working with Tim over the years on those sorts of things, and that's one of the reasons I went with him. But yeah, Briarville does good work. I mean, there's a couple of folks, unfortunately not many, but a couple of folks doing good pipe repair work. Patrick Grant is saying that Tim Thorpe does great stem repair. I have one of Tim's pipes. I know Tim, and he is a very good guy. I did not actually know that he did stem repair work, but yeah, Tim is fantastic. Tim Thorpe, and Corvette Jim is saying Tim West is great. I think you're referring to Tim West because he's gotten supplies from him. And Gary Edminster is saying the same. Yeah, I don't have a Tim West pipe, but I have to get one. I definitely have to get one because I've seen them, and he makes beautiful pipes. Does he, Corvette Jim, do you know if he goes to the Ohio show? Voodoo is saying that James Connolly at Stem and Briar does very good work and fair prices. Well, that's another person to check out if you need pipe repair work done. And you know, I'm happy to promote all of these guys. When I talked to Tim, you know, one of the first things that Tim said to me was, "There's a number of guys doing this," and he listed some of the folks that we're talking about here. I settled on Tim just because, again, I know him and I know his reputation, but it doesn't mean that he's necessarily a better choice than any of the other folks we're talking about. Tony 513, you know, I don't remember the name of it. It might come to me. The lighter where you pull the matchstick out and it lights like a match. Maybe somebody else can remind us. There's several companies that make them. The one I have is actually made by a Chinese company. But if you Google permanent match or something like that, you'll find them. So he is at the Ohio show. Well, I'm hoping that I can get to that show this year and actually meet Tim, because I haven't met him in person yet. Providing pipes for the upcoming movie about Oppenheimer. That's very interesting, Voodoo. Oppenheimer is a fascinating character. I've read a couple of biographies of his, and yeah, I didn't know they were making an upcoming movie about him, and it's even better that they're including pipes in it, because he definitely was a pipe smoker. Patrick, I'm not surprised. Tim is a really good guy. the pipe that I got from him is one of the best pipes I own. It's also a very good cook. You're going to be at the Ohio show, Jim? Well, I hope to see you there. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to try to get to shows this year. I'm not going to do Chicago. It's just too soon. But yeah, I want to go to the Ohio show. I want to go to the Corp show in Virginia. Is it in Virginia? I think so. And I want to go to the New York Pipe Show, which is actually in New Jersey, but yeah. Permanent match. That might be it, Patrick. I don't know. The one that I have was given to me by my friend Mark in Rhode Island, and I just can't remember the name of it. It wasn't permanent match. It was a one-word name, and it had nothing to do with match or lighter. Patrick, I don't know that a date has been set for the New York show yet. I don't know. But that's usually in March, isn't it? And Voodoo is saying the Chicago Pipe Club is meeting at Arlington Heights tomorrow afternoon. So if anybody's in the Arlington Heights area, check out the Chicago Pipe Club meeting. And Corvette Jim is looking forward to the Vegas show. Yeah, that's another one I'd love to do. And the Milwaukee Pipe Club meeting is at Stem and Briar on Sunday afternoon. And they're having a chili cook. Oh, fantastic. Almost makes me want to be in Milwaukee, except for the weather. We've had bizarre weather lately. It was close to 60 today. And it's going to snow tomorrow. So who the heck knows? That's interesting, Robbie. Pirate Frog Robbie is saying that he never did get the boot, and I see he's still in the Google Meet. I got a warning saying that there was 5 minutes left in the meeting, which is why I kind of ended it. But yeah, who knows? Google is mysterious. Everett, I highly recommend going to a pipe show. I've been to a couple. The New York Pipe Show it's a small show, but boy, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I highly recommend them. And even local meetups, pipe clubs, getting together with some guys that you know from YouTube. Anytime you can do that, take advantage of it. It's really a good time. And it's just great to get together with other people that understand what you're doing with pipe smoking. The New York Pipe Club is celebrating International Pipe Smoking Day next Saturday, the 19th, at Barclay Rex in Lower Manhattan. Very nice, Patrick. I won't be there, but I hope you guys have a great time. Zippo's trying to get to Muletown. Yeah, that one came up too fast for me. Well, folks, we're almost at 9:30, so I'm going to call this to a close. Let me finish up my gin dirty martini. It was Tanqueray gin, by the way, if anybody cares. I'll eat the olives after the show. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate all the guys that joined in on the live tasting. Tim Fournier, in addition to providing the tobacco, has provided me with a wonderful earworm. I will try to understand Tim. So thank you all for joining us. I really enjoyed it, and we'll be back next week with the normal shenanigans. And again, I'm going to get Tim West scheduled real soon, so we got that to look forward to, and some of these other things that I talked about. If anybody has any ideas, if anybody wants to join me for a one-on-one conversation, we can do it through Google Meets. We can just do it through the phone, as I've done in the past. Get in touch, CaneRodPiper@gmail.com. Love to have you join us. It's always good to have some variety on Friday evenings. And as I've said many times in the past, this is the high point of my week. I really enjoy it, and I appreciate greatly you guys joining in. So with that, folks, I'm going to call this to an end. You all have a fantastic weekend ahead, and I'll be back on Sunday, I hope, and maybe during the week as well. So you all take care, and we'll chat again very soon. Have a good one, guys.